There is a voice in your head right now. It showed up the last time you were about to do something that mattered, right before you sent the message, right before you raised your hand, right before you started the thing you've been planning for months. And the voice said one simple thing: "Are you sure you can do this?" Most people think that voice is the enemy. They think it's a flaw, a weakness, proof that something inside them is broken. It's not. That voice is one of the most advanced survival systems ever built. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why it speaks to you, and why the people who hear it loudest are usually the ones who least deserve to. Stay with me. This changes how you see yourself. The thing nobody tells you about: doubt. Let's start with something strange. The people who doubt themselves the most are very often the most capable, and the people who doubt themselves the least are very often the least capable. You've felt this. You've sat in a room and watched someone speak with total confidence about something they clearly didn't understand. No hesitation, no second guessing, just certainty. Meanwhile, you, the person who actually did the reading, actually thought it through, actually cared, you sat there silently wondering if you were good enough to speak. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern, and it has a name. The more you know about something, the more you can see everything you don't know. Knowledge doesn't make you feel certain. It makes you see the edges of your own understanding. So the deeper you go, the more aware you become of how much is still out there. The person with no doubt isn't fearless. They just can't see the edges yet. So here's the first thing to sit with. Your doubt might not be a sign that you're not ready. It might be a sign that you can actually see clearly. And that's a very different thing. Why your brain builds the voice in the first place. Now let's go deeper. Why does this voice exist at all? To answer that, we have to go back. Way back. Before phones, before cities, before language as we know it. Imagine you're one of our distant ancestors. You're standing at the edge of a forest. You hear a rustle in the grass. There are two possibilities. It's the wind, or it's a predator. Now think about the two ways you could be wrong. If you assume it's a predator and run, and it was just the wind, you lose a little energy. You feel a bit silly. That's the whole cost. But if you assume it's the wind and stay, and it was a predator, you die. Those two mistakes are not equal, not even close. And evolution noticed. Over millions of years, the brains that survived were the ones that took the negative possibility more seriously than the positive one. The brains that flinched, the brains that hesitated, the brains that asked, "But what if this goes wrong?" You are descended from the worriers. The confident ones who ignored the rustle in the grass didn't get to become anyone's ancestor. So your brain came preloaded with a rule. Negative information matters more than positive information. Scientists call this the negativity bias. And it's not a personality trait. It's wiring. It's in nearly every human being on Earth. This is why one piece of criticism can erase 10 compliments. This is why you replay the one awkward thing you said and forget the whole rest of the good conversation. This is why the fear of losing something feels heavier than the joy of gaining the same thing. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's trying to keep you alive. It just doesn't know that the rustle in the grass is now an email you haven't replied to. The alarm that fires before you can think. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Deep in your brain, there's a small structure that acts like an alarm system. Its whole job is to scan for threats, and it is fast, faster than your conscious mind. When something negative shows up, a frown, a harsh word, a risk, this alarm fires before you've even had time to think. You feel the doubt physically, the tight chest, the hesitation, the pull to step back. That feeling arrives before logic, which is exactly why you can know, rationally, that you're prepared, and still feel like you're not. The reasoning part of your brain and the alarm part of your brain are not running at the same speed. The alarm always gets there first. So when you feel doubt, you're not getting a verdict. You're getting an alarm. And an alarm is not the same thing as the truth. An alarm is just a question. Are you safe? Your job is to answer the question, not to obey it. Why some people doubt more than others? If everyone has this wiring, why do some people seem to carry so much more doubt than others? Part of the answer is something that happened a long time ago, when you were small. When you're a child, you're not just learning to walk and talk. You're learning a much deeper lesson. Do my feelings count? When I reach out, does someone reach back? When I'm uncertain, does someone help me feel steady? For some people, the answer growing up was a quiet, steady yes. For others, the answer was less reliable. Maybe their feelings were brushed aside. Maybe they were criticized more than they were encouraged. Maybe they learned very early that the safest thing to do was to question themselves before anyone else got the chance to. If that was you, your self-doubt isn't a character flaw. It's a habit your brain built when you were too young to choose. It learned that doubt kept you safe, and it's been running that program ever since, often without you even noticing. Here's the part that matters. A learned pattern can be unlearned. The brain that built the default can be taught a new one. Not overnight, and not with a single affirmation in the mirror, but through repetition, the same way the pattern formed in the first place. Your wiring is not your sentence. It's your starting point. The trap that keeps the doubt alive. Now I want to show you the trap, because most people fall straight into it, and it quietly keeps the doubt running for years. The trap is this. You wait to feel ready. It sounds reasonable. I'll do it once I feel confident. I'll start once the doubt goes away. But remember what doubt actually is. It's an alarm that fires before action, especially before anything new or risky, which means the doubt shows up precisely when you're about to grow. So if you wait for the doubt to disappear before you act, you'll wait forever. The doubt isn't there because you're not ready. The doubt is there because you're about to do something that matters. And here's the cruel little loop. When you let doubt stop you, you take no action. When you take no action, you get no results. And when you get no results, your brain says, see, I was right to doubt you. The doubt feeds itself. Avoiding the thing becomes the proof that you couldn't have done the thing. The only way to break the loop is to act with the doubt still present, not after it leaves, while it's still talking. Confidence isn't what you feel before you act. It's what you build by acting. You've had it backwards your whole life, and so has almost everyone else. How to actually use the voice. So what do you do with this voice now that you understand it? You don't fight it. Fighting it makes it louder. You don't obey it either. Obeying it keeps you small. You reinterpret it. The next time the voice says, "Are you sure you can do this?" Don't hear it as a judgment. Hear it as what it really is. An old survival system noticing that you're stepping towards something new. That's all. It's not a stop sign. It's a signpost. It's pointing directly at the thing that would help you grow. In a strange way, the doubt is a map. It tends to show up loudest right in front of the doors most worth walking through. The conversation you're avoiding, the work you're scared to share, the risk that could change everything. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of this feeling? Ask, what is this feeling pointing at? And then walk toward it. Not because the fear is gone, because you finally understand what the fear is for. So here's where we land. The voice in your head was never proof that you're not enough. It's the echo of every ancestor who survived by paying attention. It's a sign you can see clearly enough to know what you don't know. And it gets loudest at exactly the moments that matter most. You were never broken. You were built careful. The doubt isn't the thing standing in your way. The doubt is showing you the way.